Welcome to another episode of VASLing with Stu. Here we have a couple replays after act reports from log files of T12, Hunters from the Sky. I think it's an excellent introductory pair drop scenario. I think it adds enough randomness on both sides to make it a worthwhile fight that you could play multiple times and have slightly different developments of the map. The map is essentially leveled terrain, so you don't have to worry about different elevations and things like that. So I like the scenario. I played it 3 times. One of the times, my paratrooper dropped off the board, and we just scratched the game, started another one. Same thing, same setup. Check out the after-act reports from the VASL log files, and give me your thoughts, give me your ideas. Have you played it before? Put down comments of, hey, I played this scenario before. My guys had a really good drop, and I captured the support, but the Germans came back, and their stooge destroyed my guys. You know, just throw in whatever comments you have. Like the video, dislike the video. If you say this is stupid, it's a waste of my time, drop me a dislike. If you like the video, put a thumbs up on it. Throw comments on it, anything you want. It's just to get discourse on these sort of after action reports. I think they're kind of nice. It shows that the game developed fully, and it's something to do in downtime. 45, 50 minutes. Actually, 2 games are actually developed in the game, so see how both of them develop. Thanks for watching, and let's get to it. All right, welcome to another episode of VASLing with Stu. This is going to be a different type of after-act report replay using a log file. What I've done with my opponent, I think we actually played this game 3 times. The game is Hunters from the Sky. The version we played is T12. I'm sure there's 18 different versions out there based on what annuals come through, or if it's reprinted in the Yanks 12 expansion module and whatever. We played Hunters from the Sky from T12. So if you play the new one, it may be different. It's probably exactly the same. Doesn't really matter. 10 turns, Allied airborne attack, turn 1 against units that are actually on the board. Imagine that. Units that are actually on the board. And these are actual real units. They're 4.67s instead of 4.36s that have absolute shit for range. So you'll actually get shot at when you're dropping from the sky. Imagine that, actually getting shot at. So 10 turns, lengthy scenario, but it doesn't play slowly simply because you get dispersed. You have to move. Very simple. I really like this scenario. You say, Stu, paratrooper scenarios are shit. They're so random, this, that, and the other. I don't have total control. It's called war. I mean, you're parachuting, that's called war. And guess what? Because, like I said, we played this one 3 times. Let's say one of your sticks, and this is the stick that I chose in this particular scenario. I think I was the Americans in this one. I don't even recall the victory point hex. Anyway, the victory conditions in this one is the Americans win a game in if they control the U.S. assembly point as determined by Scenario Special Rule 3. Well, as you can see on the map here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexes have like little green things on them. Those are the scenario control points. I don't remember which one it was. It may have been P5. I don't know. But the beauty of this scenario is that you can drop in an area and feint him. You can draw him to an area where he thinks that you're going for and send 1 unit back. So let's say if it's M9 was my control area, pretty much he has to pull his forces because 747s are very strong. You pull your forces. If I jam on my guys up here, he's pulling everybody. He's pulling everybody. All of his reinforcements will be coming in the whole 9 yards. And then your second parachute thing is on a random board, and that's determined at the beginning of the game. It will be randomly determined. It was automatically inaccurate. And that's the beauty of the scenario. It could land on this board. You know, it could land on this board. It could land on that board. But the key is, in this scenario, is this set here. More than likely, 85% of your players will choose this force here to be near their destination, near their objective. And that's where you can screw him. I would put it, since most objectives are pretty much centralized anyway, I mean, for all intents and purposes, all the objectives are on board 4. I mean, yeah, down here, but give me a break, right? They're all on board 4. They're all reachable on board 4. It's not like on the backside, It's like this bullshit over here. It's not that hex over there. It's not this one way over here. It's not extreme. They're all pretty much, they're all within, let me do an LOS check, that way I don't have to count. They're all within 18 hexes of one another. So if you set up everybody in the middle, everything's in 2 movement phases. Out of 10 turns. Don't complain. Anyway, I do recall that the drop zones are random. I don't mind that. Your drifts are random from the pair drops. One game, I think I landed. I think my stick landed like way over here. I think I think it was on the GG row or some crap like that. My guys are actually off board, and literally like 4 out of 5 guys landed off board. Like 3 or 4 hexes. So those guys wouldn't even get on the board until like turn 5 or 6. And it's like, scratch that scenario, you win, let's do it again. So you just scratch the scenario. You don't play it out, just scratch the scenario and then throw on where it might be a challenging game. No one wants to play a game that's stupid. You know, have 5 squads. You know what the result's going to be unless you get snake eyes all game long. When a ton of your forces drop off board, just reset the game. Reset the game. It's pretty simple. It's very, very, very simple. You know, most of your pair drop games are designed to allow the paratroopers to get on the board to an extent where they could actually regroup. You know, the Rachi Ridge map, the Rachi Ridge game you saw by me, the Germans come on, they got 3 turns to regroup before the British come on. I mean, come on. Other pair drop scenarios are night scenarios. And I gave you fire at them. So, and other night or pair drop scenarios, they're all with conscripts. They have like no range at all. You know, their maximum range. You know, a 1 hex. They have 1 hex for normal firepower, 2 hexes, 3 hexes for maximum range. And just don't worry about it. That's not that big a deal. I enjoy these scenarios simply because I like a little bit of chaos in my game, and I like to be able to play on the fly. If you want everything in your control, then you're not a military commander, because it never happens that way. If everything is in your control all the time, then it's not a military quote simulation. It's just a chess game where you can control everything, and that's why we love dice in this game. So that is there. Anyway, I'm going to show you both replays. I'm going to go through them pretty quickly just to show the flow of the game and to show how it can develop completely differently. If you're not familiar with this game, pull it out of your T12. I'm sure you got it on a PDF somewhere because it's an old-ass scenario. Anyway, if you don't know what it is, the Germans have 6 squads on board, 2 AA guns, and 2 trucks. A couple light machine guns, who cares? He does have reinforcements coming on. 3 squads. There should be 3 trucks. I probably clone them. 3 squads, 3 trucks, the Kuba wagon, which is awesome. I just love the Kuba wagon. And then on another turn 5, it's a squad, a leader, LMG, and a Sturmgeschütz. And those, where they enter on is random. They can enter on here on a die roll of 1 to 2. They can enter on here on a die roll of 3, or they can enter on here at 4, 5, and 6. They don't come on. I don't think they come on at 6. Yeah. 6 means you're screwed. You roll the next game. You roll the next turn. So there's a 1 in 6 chance where your guys are essentially delayed a turn. I really kind of like that, and I really like that where they come on is random, and I think that helps the Germans versus the Americans, because if the Americans knew the tanks were coming on at 1 and 2 every single time, which they wouldn't know, then you just focus like on this one over here 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, you just focus on the furthest away from that. So you don't game the stupid game, just play the damn game. So 50% of the time, he's going to be coming in this area. 50% of the time, he's coming in this area. And literally, well, this is the largest area. 33% of the time, he's coming kind of between these areas. So you don't, for all intents and purposes, where he's coming on is about the same chance. Obviously, 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 are the biggest chance. This one, that's the big wild card, to be honest. But take a look at the boards. Old classic boards. You got board 5. You land on this sucker, you're taking Marachek all day long. But Is that a problem? Is that a problem taking morale checks on this board and breaking? Nope. Because these guys ain't going to come after you by the time you sit there and rally, and they've got no LOS to you. So you're just going to bunch them all up, put your leader on them, the rally turn 2. No big deal. Middle board, brushes instead of wheat field. I'm not sure what the distinction would be. Shoot all grains as brush. Oh, movement factors. Everything's 2 instead of 1.5. Everything's 2 instead of 1.5. Okay, that's cool. I understand that rule. This is probably the best board in the game in terms of woodiness. What board is this? Oh, damn, I had it cleared over here. What board is this? Board 2 with no hill. That is an absolutely gorgeous board. I've never envisioned board 2 be this beautiful. I think it's ugly and nasty because you get the stupid hills you got to run around all the time. But this board here by itself, no hills, through VASL, is absolutely probably one of the best wooded boards in the game. Why people just don't get rid of the hills in this one, it is beyond me. This is probably one of the best boards for woods. I mean, look at it. You got limited line of sights over here. You still got movement restrictions, right? Limited lines of sight, limited lines of sight, limited lines of sight. It opens up a little bit more, unlike this bullshit over here. You know, this is just stupid in my opinion. This is so much nicer down here, right here. You've got so much more maneuver. You know, a smoke round place like right here totally obscures the movement on this side. It's just a beautiful board. I really appreciate the designers of the scenario getting rid of those, although they didn't have this vision. So the let's just get on with it here. The Americans start with 10 squads, 2 wings. 10 squads, 4 leaders, 2 bazookas. Again, ground level, board sight not applicable. German snipers placed on board just for the American parachutes land. Remember, they are aerial units, and yeah, that way they'll get sniped like in the midair. I guess that kind of makes sense. So anyway, we're just going to step through this one really quick. And the random location was down here in the bottom left. That's kind of like a really bad location, simply because it's smack dab on top of all the German units and pretty much in range of everybody. That's probably an LMG. That's a very bad spot for me, but you just got to go for it, baby. I hate this stupid tool. So these guys start drifting from that location, and they drift in okay positions. Guys to the upper left, look where he drifts. Right next to the big boy. That's going to be trouble. That's going to be trouble. And then they just do the drift policy. And over here, I screwed up on somebody pointed out earlier. And I don't know where I pulled it out from, but when you don't land on your initial landing spot, you do a random selection for the board that's in play. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I rolled 5 or 6, and then you draw the drift chit. The drift chits A through GG. You put your marker on the 5 marker, like right. Let's say it was DD. Then I'll put it on DD5. And you do a random selection direction for that. So if it's a 2-2, it would go 1, 2, and then 2 over this way. And then you would do your stick right there. And that's kind of what happened in the other game. That whole stick was, you know, along this side here. Yeah. So I pull Epic Pen out. My stick, that one game we did was right here, and these guys just drifted off board. And then we just reset. Again, that's why you do it. You put on 5, direction extent from there, and then you drop them from there. And then when they're on the board from that direction extent, then you drop them again. I don't know where I get the D6+1 on my Rachi Ridge one. I read that somewhere. I have no clue where it is. I have no clue. I have no clue. But anyway, that's the way to do it. Read the rules. Always read the rules. Never go by what someone says. Always check the rules to verify that they know what the hell they're talking about. Because 20% of the time they're wrong. At least 20% of the time they're wrong. So there's my drift there. Kind of kind of cool. I mean, it's centralized. It's good and it's bad. If I survive, if I survive the attacks from right here, I'm right on top of him. And guess what? I've got 6 firepower to his 4. I'm going to win those fights. If he nails me, I'm going to be in big trouble. So I really land super central on that particular location. But again, he doesn't know if that's the location or not. And I'm not sure which location I picked, to be honest with you. So we're going to roll through it. So we continue on. He whips out his AA gun. It's here. And of course, you got the bouncing ball, which is annoying as hell. But there's my drifts. And then in the, there's no advanced phase here. I always got to adjust the map on this one. Everyone drops down this advanced phase, so everyone loses their parachutes. And they actually become infantry units instead of aerial units. He did break these units over here. I'm going to leave it at this zone because it's easier to see. Because I think if I zoom in, what is that at? This is at 67. If I go to 100, you might lose some of the map, but I'm not sure. But anyway, he broke some units right adjacent to me. My nine morale leader and a squad. And I hate the page down. They just need to get rid of that feature, to be honest with you. This is from VASL 6.1, so it's rather old. Yeah, the bouncing ball. So we eliminate. Let me back up. This is terrible. You can't watch anything from that view. So I got one guy. It looks like he. Oh no, that's just the concealment, the half-inch concealment that are on the board. So a couple bazookas left. He's blasting this guy here. Blasting my 8-0 leader. I had shell holes. That's one thing you don't see in new boards is shell holes. I really miss the shell holes in the new boards. Just put the shell holes in the game, man. I mean, they're +1. They're really good terrain. They're fun to work around. You know, you either have the option to avoid them or not. Not putting shell holes in is kind of dumb. I mean, you're on all battlefields and everything's blown up. So anyway, I guess you could always throw SSRs, but he had a truck over here. Not bad. No, what he's doing is hightailing his butt, the central portion, his other trucks on this area here, which is good. Because if I land over here, then he loads up his LMGs and his leader, and he hightails those guys. Excellent use of trucks and vehicles in this particular game. Instead of just, drive your guys on, drop them off, and ride them off, which is boring as hell. You actually use your trucks in this scenario. Trucks are a valuable resource in this scenario. Another resource that may do is you may, and you'll see in the second one, you use the truck to maneuver, pick up your gun, and move it to the location where the enemies are. So you actually get to use the real rules of the damn game. So my guy in the middle, pop, guy up top, pop. But I do have 2 squads against his 1, and I've got one guy here rallied. He did get away from him. I think that route was illegal. I gotta be honest with you. If you want to look in the area, I think this route was illegal when he was right here, because you have to go closest cover. Well, technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. If he's here, closest cover is this woods here. Not this one. Not that one, which is 2 hexes away. But this one, which is 4 hexes away. Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, he might. Actually, I think he surrendered. I think that's a surrender. Well, technically, he can go. Yeah. No, I think that's a legal route path. Why? 2, 4, 5. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. He has to go to G10. Because that's the closest in LS. I think that's a surrender because he can't low crawl to AA10. Well, I think he can. I think he can low crawl to AA10. Because no, I don't think so. Because he can't get there using that path. That's not a valid path. So I think he has to go. He has to go through G10, and that's 6. So I think we catch that. Hold on there. I think we do catch that. So I just think that he has to take interdiction here, and he can't just cheat it by going here. I think that was probably an error. My guys centralized over here. I think the one squad got split up. You see the 337s here. Let me zoom into like 80. The zoom ratio. Go to 86. 86 is a little bit better. 86 is a little bit smoother, to be honest with you. So I got a decent array of units here. I survived all that attacks. I've got 3 squads, 4 squads up top, and 2 half squads. Actually, the half squads, by splitting up, actually gives me a huge advantage. So when one breaks, I still have half a firepower. So I love this page down bullshit. Really annoying. But anyway, my guys move in. The guy moves back down here to get the bazooka. Just for the tank, you need the bazooka. Get in the stone building. All the guys up here are doing their thing. The final fires at long range. You can start moving. I start just swamping him in here because I have so much advantage. So much advantage. He doesn't have a wall advantage, so I claim wall advantage, which is huge. And I capture the truck. Big bonus there. Now I can just drive around capturing stuff. And you'll see what happens with that truck later. Yeah, I think here we fixed it here. I think that's where we got the surrender correct. You see the prisoners, because he couldn't route away by being adjacent, so he had to be interdicted, so therefore he just surrenders. 9-1 and a half squad gone right in the beginning. Gone. And page down thing is so stupid. Okay. So it's just general combat. Kind of buzz through a little bit here. He burns the truck around. He just backs it up. I would have kept the truck near, just to give me. Well, maybe he didn't want it to be captured as well. We get into some good firefights down in here. He breaks a guy of mine. I think I return the favor to him, break him, and he's failure to route. He can't go anywhere, so he just dies. And this guy just runs backwards. And I think my sniper popped him, or something popped him. I shot him or something. Maybe I think I shot him with these guys. I shot him with these guys, and they broke, which is huge. And I think my units survived the shot. So guess what? Those guys might be coming back. I smoke the truck. So I can get it. So I can get out of Dodge, and I drive the truck away. I'm taking that sucker with me. You know, if he wants to fire at the truck, that's fine. But I can take that truck with me. He tries to fire on those guys. This guy's over here broken for some reason. I must have broken him, or a sniper. The crew broke his AA gun. Fires on me. No effect. But now, again, I can use that truck for mobility and get around the map. I capture this location in the upper right. Let me zoom this over. God, this is such bullshit. Anyway, now I'm going to the second location. These guys are broken. I need to finish them off. These guys in the middle, I need to take care of as well. And he had a hero generated and a battle hard hero creation, which is pretty crazy in this one. He's essentially got an extra -1 leader. So I start jumping guys in close combat like crazy. If I can eliminate units, I'm a strong point. Again, it's only turn 3. His reinforcements have to come on, and I've captured some key areas. Drop, capture, close combat over here. I think my half squad got killed when the shot went off on him, but the 9-1 was still, I mean, that 9 morale, you can shoot at him all day. So he engages in close combat with his things. I don't really think anything comes out of that, but we'll see. So we've got a melee there. German turn comes. I vaporize him in melee. I think he kills me in this melee here with the 138 leader. And so essentially we swap. I swap a leader to his guy up there. That's just what happens, I guess. He's got the gun here. I've got control of this building. Stuart's moving over here with some of his troops. Brock does come out of the melee. Actually, I can't just leave the melee. I can just withdraw. And once I withdraw, I'm just complete good order. Actually, I think he becomes good order because he's no longer a prisoner. He's just an unarmed unit. And I think he automatically becomes just like regular Brock. So you check that out. Stuart moves down. we're going to capture the other location here. This unit, I think was broken. Yeah, I broke him. I think I broke him with the truck because I cruised the truck. I think I bypass M9. I bypass M9, and so I'm quartered for being a squad or half squad or passenger on a truck. I'm quartered, but I'm double for point blank, so I'm half firepower. So I have 1 firepower, and I think I got a lucky shot. So that was pretty cool. Again, passengers and trucks. He's a half squad. Boom. You know, you just take care of him. What turn is it now? It's still turn 4. His reinforcements have come on or lining up. Or maybe they rolled a 6. I don't know about that. But again, the randomness of his reinforcements. Oh, here they come. They're coming on the left-hand side. They're coming over here. He just put some off-board hexes. He just jams these guys in the middle, drops them off because that's where my concentration of my forces are at. And I've got that big objective. If that's the objective, there's no way he's going to get it back. But while he's focusing over here, I'm getting this little objective over here where my 337 is. A little cute little 337 is over here. I've obtained this one earlier, and I've got this one here. So now I also, well, I do have that one, but I'm in melee. And I have this one. So I have 5 of the 6 locations. The whole point is if you take these little squads and jump into all these locations, by the time his big boys come on, or even when they come on, he has to split his forces because he doesn't know which one it is. And that's the key, is keep him guessing. Keep him here. If my objective is M10, keep him here and defend this location. So if he wants to waste the guy over there and he gets caught, he's not allocating his forces. So there's a big hidden objective from that. And guess what? Because I'm in the truck, I get to run around and keep guys DM all game. They can't go very far, but they can go 7 hexes. They can go 6 to 7 hexes in the captured truck, just driving around all day long, keeping him down. And then he's just going to die for failure route or surrender or what have you. So the fight continues. We got some good shots coming on. Stooge comes on. The same location, which is really interesting. The same location that the other units came on. Really cool. And so he just jams guys in the middle. And it's like, oh man, that's gonna be a problem because he's just gonna keep blasting. And he's got some good firepower. My units are kind of, you know, I've got some units here and there. Actually, I have decent firepower there, to be honest. This is a good little fight going on. A couple stone buildings here and there. So he bounce fire. I break some dudes. I bring my truck back around. Need to reinforce these guys here. Attempt to mob this guy. I got a fanatic guy. You know, he's going to do his job. Advanced firing down here. Guys are breaking. Guys are routing. I try to secure the position. That's all good. One guy jumps the crew in close combat. The fanatic guy, he gets killed. I think it was because CX, because they got a -1. Big difference. Close combat is such a bitch. Anyway, he brings guys in. I'm popping guys, DMing guys. Remember, 6 firepower. 6 firepower straight on these charts. Really wicked against 7 morale unit. I'm just popping guys left and right. Moving other units after I've secured that. And yeah, this building's secured. There's no way this unit's going to be able to take that building back. So I just keep moving my guys over here. For some reason, I think this guy gets shot, blown up or something. I don't know. Not sure why that's a wreck. But anyway, point is my guys are fighting hard in the town. He's moving his panther, his tank around. And right here, I actually obtain X1. I actually obtained the X1 building because I want to jump in close combat. Or I moved there, I think, and he had jumped in close combat. And then he just rams his tank in there and does an overrun on that thing. The overrun happened to be unsuccessful, but this is turn 8. And considering the only units he has left are is a 228 here, it's really not going to be able to do anything. And he has 1 squad here that's in melee, at a disadvantage, mind you. So I think we called the game there simply because I just have so many units as the Americans, and you can't regain anything from that. It's very difficult. But it was a fun game overall, it flowed well as stuff was bounced around. You saw the half truck, the half squad, the truck drive around, securing objectives, causing units to route, causing units to DM, capture that truck, drive that baby all over the place. All over the place. It's a lot of fun. So we'll go to the next game and see how the next game develops. Exact same scenario. Let me load the next one up. Close game. Nope. Load game. Yep. I think it's the same game. Probably the same game. I'm sure it is. Nope. This is my game. I think this is where I am as the German. So my setup is the Germans. I've got a truck in bypass. I think that's legal. With a squad here, just for the heck of it, just in case he lands on this board, because I can shoot 3 hexes and get a free shot. And after I get that free shot, I'm out. I'm just out. AA gun here on the left-hand side. Why is it there, Stu? It's all open ground. I could fire the whole way down this row here in case he should happen to land over here. And it's an open ground. It's got an M factor of 10. I could push that sucker. You just push it. It's going to be slow, but you can get it down where you might need to get it too. I've got a half squad with the Niels right here. Again, just to cover the open ground. You're just firing up in the air, so it's going to give me good coverage on this half of the board here. Most of the time, the Americans will land on the middle board. Again, light machine gun in the building, centralized, 467 over here, can fire 3 hex range with normal firepower. We've got another 467 3 hex range, so I'm kind of blanketing the entire area. So no matter where he goes, I'm going to get a shot. I got a hidden AA gun here. Both of them are hidden. As soon as he comes on board, this one will actually be on a concealment. But hidden gun here. This is not necessarily for anti-aircraft control, but this is more like zone control because it's very centralized. There's 3 objectives very close, just like how he had his AA gun here. Same thing. There's 3 pretty close objectives. He can really dish out some firepower. So let's get this bad boy going. So let's find out where his zones are. Okay, he's setting up his guys. Boom, boom. He sets up one drop zone over here. Let's see where the random drop zone is. Ah, there's the drift. The other one is drifting way over here. Oh. No, I think he selected this one. This one got drifted over here. So as you see the dispersal pattern down here, really, really, really wide. The bazooka dropped way low. These guys are dropping right in the middle. All these guys, I think they all happen to land on board. Yeah, they all happen to land on board, so they got kind of lucky. These guys get all dispersed out over here, popped into 337s, which actually helped him. I love that rule that they split up. It's actually very beneficial, to be honest, because you want more troops around the area. So I didn't really shoot many shots at him, to be honest with you. I may have gotten 2 or 3 shots off, and so therefore his landings are pretty safe. So a gun. And remember, when you fire on aerial units as concealments, you do not lose your concealment because it is not they are not a ground unit that has LOS to an enemy. If you fire on aerial units and you're concealed, you keep your concealment per the concealment rules. Anyway, this guy gets encircled by the Americans. Really bad. This guy here fires from that direction, enters from this hex side here. Let me adjust the zoom. Let's go to... Oh, we're still in other. Encircles my Germans there, which is bad. Okay, what is beeping here? I advance fire even though I'm encircled, but that's fine. Again, he has a lot of troops on this side, and I really don't have anything over here. I've got a half squad and a full squad and a hidden gun. And this guy over here, who, unfortunately, is surrounded by a bunch of 747. Most of my force on top is on their way down, coming down. So I'm kind of, to be honest with you, on the backside, unless his objective is randomly way up here, I'm at a huge disadvantage. So what we're going to go through it. These guys are moving up, moving in a giant stack. They all get concealed. These guys are getting his bazooka, dropping smoke so I can't get a free shot on him. Good idea. First fire, trying to break units left and right. A couple units break, they have to start routing. You know, bring out my big gun. 6 firepower. Blast these suckers over here. Everyone else is moving back. My 4.67s are moving back to centralize, to combine their forces to maximize my strength. LMGs are ready to go, set up some fire lanes. His bazooka band comes up here. He wants to consolidate his strength. Lots of firing going on. I think I get a lucky shot, kills leaders. Just bad stuff happened to him right here. He just got ripped up here by long shots. That's all. That's a simple fact. Drop smoke. I fire a weak shot on that guy. I don't think anything happens. My big guns just pop, 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 pop. Trying to shoot all these guys left and right. I've got some reinforcements coming on. I've dropped the truck off here so I can move that. Actually, no, I think this is my truck that was on the top. And there's another hero. Wow, it's crazy. It's another game with a hero. So we're moving to centralized. I'm just popping units as I can. Long shots, 6 firepower 1, 6 firepower even, whatever I can get. Gain concealment as fast as soon as possible. Defending the top, he's kind of crunching down on me. I got to back up. He's consolidated his forces pretty well. Get some decent firepower shots to defend some of these units. Moves them up somewhat. Guys, essentially, the only board that we're fighting on in this game is the bottom board. You notice the other one, it was a two-pronged attack. The forces were split. My forces were in the upper right and the bottom left. We were split, but I had enough concentration of forces in both areas where it gave me strength. We're here, the Americans are all on the bottom, and the Germans can just lay the blanket down. And as long as they don't allow the Americans to get behind them, they have an advantage. And assuming that these locations, obviously the blue ones are German control and the green ones are American control. I think we did that for a reason. That one's red. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being stupid. But that would be a good idea to just blue and control. I think this was before the control markers came out. You know, before there was like the overlay control mark. So yeah, that's what we did, because Roberts took that. It was green. I'm in the way. So long shots, fun shots, good long shots in this scenario. Again, I love board 2 without the hills. It's such a good board. Plague progresses. My Germans are coming down and really put the squeeze on him. AA gun still functional. He popped some white phosphorus on me. I did not like that. I was very perturbed by that, but that was a good shot from that bazooka. You know, right over here, boom. 3 hex range, not bad. 8, 7, you know, boom, +2 smoke. And my gun swivels and fires. It's the only thing. God, I really hate that red bouncing ball. I really wish they would fix the red bouncing ball dot. It's unneeded. It's unnecessary to be centered on. It's a giant ball. It's a giant red circle. You should know exactly where it is. CC, destroy that unit right there, so I lose my gun crew. I'm getting my butt kicked over there too. I get annihilated. Again, 747s against 237s and 228. It's bad news. I have a truck over here, and I just put multi-man counter. Do you see it? MMC loaded on that? I don't know if you can see that. I have it listed as MMC loaded. That way you can see the truck. I just have a note on it that has a multi-man counter. I think it's a squad, and we both know it's a squad. And I think my tank's coming on this turn too. So that way you can just move your truck freely instead of trying to figure out what I think is going for. It's not that big a deal. It's not that dense a scenario. So you could play with little things like that. You take advantage. And I move my truck. This is crazy. Don't ask me why I do this. But my truck with the squad is driving in the middle of his dude. They're just driving all over. And I say, oh my God. That's like a 2. That's like a 2 even shot on me. And a 2 even shot is what? He needs a 4 on the vehicle chart to mobilize. I think I missed that shot over there. And it's like, oh my God. You know, he actually got a result, pin my guy. But he didn't damage the truck for some reason. Because that's a 4, that's a 2 shot. So I actually got lucky and moved my truck in his LOS and actually took a shot. And when my tank comes in, he just comes right in the middle. Boom, you know, he's just driving straight up on these guys. This is a tank, because I know where the bazooka is, and the guys, I think he already first fired at that point, and I really didn't care. And then I just moved my guys right on top of him. Jump him in close combat, most likely to lock him down. Again, my tank's going to be safe because he's going to be locked in close combat, most likely. and I'm willing to take that chance instead of being a coward and driving it 6 X's away from it, like most cowards are. Is it safer? Is it safer? Yes, it's safer. But I'm right in his face now. What's he going to do? I could swivel him actually point blank. With a Stooge with a +3 to turn that sucker, +4, but it's a -1 point blank. So, you know, it's not that bad to hit. And plus I have the AA machine gun. So, use your weapons, people. Don't be cowards. So again, he's trying to get units in here. Santos jumps my truck. These guys jump over here. Jumps me melee. Again, I spin my tank around to get acquisition on that melee, and I think I actually blast into the melee and he breaks. So I don't think my guy breaks. I think my guy pinned. Schultz is over here defending. I got units over here defending. I've got this location over here secured. Well, for the time being, but I've essentially created some sort of semblance of a wall. Where is it? Of a wall for the Americans not to get by. Can he get by? Sure. He's got lots of smoke. He's got lots of squads. Well, that's guy's broken. He's got a couple squads here, but he's got to be looking at this. He's got to be looking at. Actually, he's not in a bad position. But I've got Neats right here. 8-1, 6 firepower -1. He's covering the area right in here. He's covering this whole area right here. He's just sitting right here, sitting pretty enough in that shell hole. I'm just covering this area as needed. So when he moves across, and it is, it's on the right hand side. It is turn 7 right now. So he won't be able to get back here, most likely. He has to try and get the station here. I'm just sitting there waiting for him. He's just sitting here waiting for him. Point blank shots. He won't be able to advance me in close combat. I'll have 6 firepower here, subsequent firepower there if necessary. But I've got it pretty much covered. The LMG also gets to fire over the brush. He's to fire over the brush, so any moves up here get shot. And I can cover the area right here, and he gets to fire over the wall against this unit in case he wants to do something silly like this. So use the terrain to your advantage, which we do, hopefully. So we're going to burn through my truck, another truck came on. My reinforcements came on up in the upper right. So that pretty much seals the deal, because I was very weak in that upper right area. And so my reinforcements happen to come on there. And so it just really secures that area. It just locks down that area. So he can't really do anything about that. Down here, he's just got a smattering of troops. I don't think any of his leaders are alive, so he just has troops. All I have to do is really break them, and he's pretty much down. He tries to make a jump across here. I blast his unit, and I think I end up blasting this guy right here as well. I think they end up breaking. This guy broke here as well. Broken, and I think this guy breaks. What's he have down here? He has a broken unit here. This unit is a 337, and he has no leaders. So against this 337 and a 747, no bazooka. This unsecured, broken unit up there. He essentially has 2 squads. Turns left. That's when we called it. But it just goes to show you that the same scenario, and I think this is probably one of the best paired drop scenarios that I've played. I've played 3 or 4 or 5. This is the nicest one because you could play this one easily, like in about probably 3 hours. I'm thinking 3 hours, simply because you're moving and you're taking a really small shot, so you're just popping dice. But as you saw between the 2 games, my Americans came in here, the same town, for whatever reason. We landed in the same area, and fighting was hot in the same area. My guys happened to land here. His guys landed really sweet and well. Pretty protected back here. My tank happened to come on right the hell here, right in his face. So that was unfortunate for him. Say, Stu, that's all random. I don't like randomness in my games. Well, screw that. Then stop playing a dice game. Stop playing a dice game. You know, random entry points. My guys came, look, my reinforcement came down here, and the other guys came up here. Both of them were perfect for me because I was weak in the top area. I had 1 half squad. I think there's a half squad here against its 3 squads. So when my squads came in here to give me support, that's really good. I mean, that really sealed the deal up there. And then when my tanks came down here on the bottom, that really sealed the deal down here. So you can play this scenario multiple times and really play around with you know, feinting, going for that objective when you need this one over here. And all of his troops focus on that area. But if the Germans could set up some sort of like semi-wall of defense with LMGs, potential fire lanes or what have you, they can keep the American off a half of a board. That's just the way this one ended up. So I actually got my gun over here. I think I pushed the SOB the whole way. Or maybe I drug it here. Maybe I transported it to here, and then I unloaded it, and maybe he tried to push it like one more hex. Because I essentially moved it from here to here. I was wanting to get it maybe up through here so it could cover this area. That's where his Americans are coming on. If this gun were right here, then it could fire 6 way the hell out to here. And that would cut that American advance up to the area. So, again, I like the scenario. I like that it's a quick scenario. 10 turns down. My God, too long, Stu. No, it's not. It's not. It's a fun little scenario. It gets you playing pair drops. It gets you got a tank. You got trucks, you got towing, you got AA guns. You got some finagling of units where you can act like you're going somewhere and trick them. There's some trickery in this one. And there's just enough randomness where it doesn't really take it too far to your hands. And again, if you guys drop off the board, or if the way in the upper corner, it's got 10 turns, people. You come on turn 1, 10 turns. You can go 40 hexes. You can go from one edge of the board to the next in 10 turns. Stop your crying. It's all open ground. Big deal. But it's a fun scenario. It's wide open. It's pretty much flat. There's no elevation terrain. You have to worry about elevation. There's like 2 buildings. There's one building. There's one building that actually has a level 1. That's it. Everything is at the same level. One building's at level 1. That's it. And it's a real key building, as you can see. So very fun, very playable. Try it out. And that's actually, technically, that is 3 games of Hunters from the Sky that you've just witnessed here. The 2 that we played, and the one that they flew way the hell off the board, and we said, you know, the guy's five hexes off. By the time he even gets on, the game's just gonna be over because the Germans just move to the area and they just shoot them as they come in. So there's really no point in conducting that scenario. You just simply, you know, use the same German setup and just have the Americans drop and make sure they just drop on the board. They drop off. If one guy drops off, leave him off for a second, you know. As long as he doesn't drop off like 3 or more hexes, and even that's not too bad, depending on where he drops. So just go with it and just replay it. Just redo it and make the guys drop. The whole point is to make the randomness of the drop. If you want everybody on the board, then just make that a rule. Say, hey, I'm going to do drops until everybody gets on the board, and just play it as that. That way you have fun with the scenario instead of just playing by the rules all the time and being drugged down by the rule. Forget the rules. Replay the scenario. Say, oh, forget it. Where it's done. Boom. Do it again. Boom. 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 And just replay it. And then don't put your roar. I wouldn't put my roar thing. If my guys flew off the board like that, I wouldn't enter that one in roars. Like, screw that. I'm not gonna sit here for 4 hours, you know, trudging those guys on the board just to see if I can happen. No, I want to have fun at the game. I don't want to just generate stats. Guys on the board, play the game. Roar. The scenario's not designed for you to take into consideration all your guys flying off the board. It's stupid if it is. Can it happen? Yes, it can happen. But just erase it and start again. No one's going to know. So, again, try it out. 2-3 times. You can fire this bad boy up 2-3 times. Have fun, and thanks for watching VASLing with Stu.